Welcome. Let's move forward to our next lecture, and that is on the expected topics related to culture. And here, the first topic we would discuss is the Assam's Charai Dev Moidam. Now, this has been added under the World Heritage List of UNESCO. This has been very important location, which has been located at the Patkai range in the eastern Assam and has been one of the royal necropolis of the Thai Ahom dynasty during the 13th to the 19th century and relates to the Egyptian pyramid. Now, Moedam is translated to home for the spirit and connection between heaven and earth. Now, these are burial molds which have features of earthen mold topped by a central shrine, a octagonal wall representing a Thai universe with a brick and stone vault and a grave pit, as you can see in the figure. So this is the structure, and this resembles the very many structures that are present in the Egyptian pyramid. Now, the presence of grave goods, which are in the form of food, elephants, even servants, reflect that these were the items which were necessary for a deceased person after life, and the burial practices have been associated to it. Now, there are certain annual rituals which have been observed over the last centuries under this structure, and the first record of this Moidam was documented in 1848 by Cleon and has been published in the Asiatic Society of Bengal. There are various distinct features related to it, and those are in the parts of Brahmaputra Valley. There are structural stabilities which have been associated with it and talks about the expertise of Ahom dynasty at that time. Now, similar burial practices, we have seen the related burial practices in Harappan civilization, where the coffin burials have been found with the paired burials found for male and female integrated together in Lothal. Then the megalith structures have been seen, where the stone structures have been built on the graves of the deceased persons. And we have also seen megalith site at Gangavati Taluka in Karnataka, which is again under the tentative list for UNESCO's consideration. The next is Pilgrim Corridor project. Now, this has been proposed at the Vishnupad temple in Gaya and Mahabodhi temple in Bodh Gaya in Bihar, and both are nearly 10 kilometers away, have been taken as inspiration from the Kashi Vishwanath corridor, and this would be again focusing on the Prasad scheme, the Hriday scheme, the Sudesh Darshan, Adopt Heritage, Parvatmala Pariyojana, and Kashi Tamil Sangam. Now, these corridor projects actually restore and renovate the religious sites, features the restoration, focuses on development and revival of small temples and the local structures in and around. The next important topic is Hindustan Republican Association. Now, UP government has launched 1 year of celebration on 9th August to commemorate the Kakori train action which was carried out by Hindustan Republican Association. It focused on the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, the suspension of the non-cooperation movement, the Bolshevik Revolution, and the miseries of World War I which happened. So this train action or accident which took place in 1925 has been talked as part of the Kakori Shaurya Gatha Express. Then this would be a journey through various cities in the state to educate people and school children about the historic Kakori train accident. The members of the Hindustan Republican Association, how they actually looted the British treasury near the Kakori, and this was with an objective to seize the funds from the British Indian treasury to support the revolutionary activities. Now, what has been the basis for the Hindustan Republican Association? It was established in 1924 as a federated republic of United States of India for an organized armed revolution in India, and some of the major members were Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaqullah Khan, Sachindranath Banerjee, and so on. Now, some of the activities included, the revolutionary activities included avenging the death of Lala Lajpat Rai, retaliation of Rajguru Bhagat Singh and Azad assassination by Saunders, then the bomb explosion in 1929 in the Legislative Assembly. Bhagat Singh was later transferred to Lahore for the Lahore conspiracy case. The next is 100 years of discovery of Harappan civilization. So on 20th September 1924, John Marshall, the director of Archaeological Survey of India, actually talked about Harappan civilization. And now it's 100 years where we revisit the Harappan civilization, the town planning, the architecture, agriculture, trade, religion, and practices. So therefore, this year you can have possible questions from Harappan civilization. So focus on Harappan civilization carefully under ancient history section. So the Bronze Age civilization talked about the copper-based alloys and artifacts which could be discovered. There are civilization stretches from Daimabad in Maharashtra to Alimgarh in Uttar Pradesh, Alimgirpuri in Uttar Pradesh, and then Surat Kondar in Pakistan to Manda in Jammu. So Harappan civilization and the extent of it has been important. Renaming of Port Blair. Now Port Blair has been named as Sri Vijayapuram. Now Port Blair, the renaming has been done because Blair was one of the British persons who was considered as very cruel, and therefore it was an idea to rename the region of Port Blair as Sri Vijayapuram. Now some of the other notifications include Kandla as Deendayal Port, Mumbai Port in Maharashtra, Marmagoa, Mangalore as New Mangalore, Kochi in Kerala, Chennai and Vishakhapatnam ports. Now these have been some of the major ones. Now Sri Vijayapuram has its cultural significance because Sri Vijaya was an empire centered in Sumatra, had a numerous influence of Buddhism at that point of time, and it began to decline around 11th century where there were naval attacks on the ports by Chola dynasty. Then there was a Chola invasion which extended for a long time, but later on there was Archibald Blair, who was a surveyor and a lieutenant in the Bombay Marine and was known to be one of the very cruel leaders. And then there was the cellular jail which was built. This was one of the memorials and museums to pay tribute to some of the major freedom fighters of India. And then there was there was a kind of hunger protests in the regions of cellular jail during the pre-independence period. Then the issues of Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman and Nicobar is one of the island groups which is known for the particularly vulnerable tribal groups and communities, and these are mainly related to the Jarawas, Senthils. Then you have numerous other tribal population which lives in the main island group and the nearby island groups. So some of the major developments have been important. The next is the classical language. So there are 6 classical languages: Marathi, Pali Sanskrit, then Assamese and Bengali. Now these have been spoken in the various regions, but the idea is to preserve the indigenous knowledge and it serves as a custodian. Now there are various linguistic experts who are working under the Sahitya Academy, and there has been early text which has been spanning for a period of 1500 to 2000 years talking about the various distinctions. Now the new languages which have been part of it include Prakrit, Pali, and these are the languages which were the languages spoken by the common people, and the Prakrit and Pali became the medium for Buddhist and Jaina literature to be spread across the common man. And Pali has been called as with 3 main sections as Tripika, the 3 baskets, the Vinay Patika, Sutta Patika and the Abhidhanam Patika. And these are the discipline, the sayings and the analysis of the Buddhist philosophy. Then we have Marathi, which is one of the Indo-Aryan languages, Bengali and Assamese, which have the traces to Magadhi Prakrit, which is one of the dialects in East India, in the eastern part of India. And then the steps to promote the classical languages have been through the Maharshi Sandipati Rashtriya Vidya Pratishthan in Ujjain, Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapeeth in Tirupati and other institutions. Then there is a Central Institute of Indian Languages which is known for Center of Excellence for Telugu and Kannada. The UGC has supported the creation of professional chairs for the same. The next is Kartarpura Sahib Corridor. Now India-Pakistan has agreed to extend the validity of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor for another 5 years. Now this is situated, the Kartarpur Sahib is situated in the Narowal region in Pakistan, 4.5 kilometers from the border areas and near the historic Dera Baba Nanak in Gurdaspur in Punjab. Now, Kartarpur lies on the western bank of Ravi and Gurudwara Dera Baba Nanak lies on the eastern bank. And this has been one of the major ideas to provide visa-free travel to pilgrimage from India and OCIs to this corridor. However, Pakistan imposes a fees of $20 on each pilgrim visit. Now, this has its own significance. Kartarpur is known as final resting place of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, where he spent his last 18 years of life, and therefore it is one of the most sacred places. It is also believed that he wrote the many hymns of Guru Granth Sahib in Kartarpur. The traditions of the community meal known as Guru Ka Langar has also started here, and it is one of the vital practices. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji's first practice, the three pillars of Sikhism in Kartarpur, that is Kirat Karo, honest hard work, Vand Chako, that is sharing wealth, and Nam Japo, that is meditation. These were the three ideas that he actually gave to his disciples at that time. The next is new flag insignia and lady justice at Supreme Court. So President has actually unveiled the new flag insignia of the Supreme Court and the new lady justice statue. Now, this lady justice, the original one originated from Greek and Roman mythology, talking about the justice, the goddess Justitia, which was introduced by the first Roman emperor Augustus, and it talked about holding scales in one hand and sword in the other. Now, during the 14th century, the blindfold was added to make sure that the system is not corrupt and the judicial processes are blind-eyed. Then there was the Enlightenment period where this blindfold was reinterpreted as a symbol of impartiality. So this was introduced in India for the first time in Calcutta Court in 1872. Now this new lady justice aims to discard the colonial symbolization and brings in the new feature of sari versus a western attire, removes the blindfold and talks about open eyes to see the law equally for everyone and awareness of the complexity. The sword is now replaced with the Indian Constitution, talking about the supremacy of the Constitution, and it preserves the scales which have demonstrated the impartiality, right? The next is Birsa Munda. Now, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas was celebrated, and this celebrated the 150th birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Now, his contribution has been very important. So Mati Ke Veer Padyatra has been one of the major celebrations which have been done. Now the early life and contributions of Birsa Munda have been important. He was originally born in Jharkhand area belonging to the Munda tribe, but he led a campaign against alcohol, against witchcrafting. He educated the tribals, provided leadership to the Munda rebellion under the Ulangan, which is the great Tamil movement, and then his rebellion has been important because his tribal communities from Chota Nagpur, Bengal and Odisha united against the Dikkus, which are the outsiders and the Britishers, whom they considered as Ravanas, and this was an idea to establish an independent Munda Raj system in the region. So there were various revolts under Birsa Munda, and some of the key things was that he was arrested on the charges of rioting. Then he resumed his life, mobilized the village and established the kingdom under his leadership. Later he was further arrested. There were allegations on the Tenancy Act that was brought. But despite of that, his contribution to India's independence has been important. The next is the Sohari paintings. During the BRICS summit in Kazan, Prime Minister presented the Sohari painting as a gift to Vladimir Putin. And this is one of the local arts which is created by women traditionally on their mud walls in the houses. The painting is made from twigs, rice, with intricate designs, animals, birds, and this has been awarded as a GI tag. Now, Sri Jagannath Temple, the Ratna Bhandar had opened after 46 years in Sri Jagannath Temple, and there are numerous valuables which have been part of it. Now, the Sri Jagannath Temple, the Maggi Laddu has become part of the GI tag, which is one of the Chappan Bhog which is presented at the Jagannath Temple. So, the towering sanctum is known as the Vimana. Then there is the Mandap, which is the assembly hall. Nat Mandira, which is the dancing halls for the rituals, and Bhog Mandap, which is the offering hall. Now, Ratna Bhandar is situated on the northern side of the Jagmohan, which is the assembly hall, and has been important because it houses the jewels of three deities, which is Lord Balbhadra, Lord Jagannath, and Devi Subhadra. It has been dedicated to Lord Jagannath, who is considered as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and his sister Subhadra and elder brother Balbhadra. The architectural style is again a marvel. The next is world's oldest cave paintings have been discovered in the regions of Karampong caves in Sulawesi in Indonesia, nearly 51,000 years old, and these paintings are known to be found in the cave areas nearly 45,000 years old, and some of the imprints, as you can see, are here, and the structures have been given here. They have been depicted in dark red pigment. The next is Apadani tribe. Now, this is one of the major tribes in Arunachal Pradesh. Researchers have discovered a new species known as forest-dwelling horned frog in the Tale Wildlife Sanctuary, and this species has been named after the Apatani community. The community is found in the Zero Valley. It is known for its efficient traditional village council known as Bulian. Also, Derik and Moyak are the major festivals. Daimand and Peri are the major dances of the Apatani tribe. The next is Masho Piru. Now, Masho Piru tribe is one of the indigenous tribal groups in the Peru region of Amazon, and it is one of the largest uncontacted tribal groups which lives in the jungles of Amazon and Southeast Asia. There are various nomadic people who gather there and have their own rituals. The next is Indian Newspaper Society. It was tracked back to 1927 under the establishment of Indian and Eastern Newspaper Society in 1939, and Arthur Moore was considered as one of the major first presidents of this. Now, the representation of the print media, free press was some of the major ideas. The next is Gallantry Awards being given on the Independence Day, and these are basically to uphold the national honor, heroism, and beyond military. Then the National Film Awards, again the list and the awardees would be available in the handout, so you can refer that. The next important one is the Mankadia tribes. Now, Mankadia tribes are one of the major tribes from Odisha, and they have been granted habitat rights under the Scheduled Tribes and Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006. Now, these are one of the 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups in India who require conservation. It's a semi-nomadic tribe. The next is the Odisha famine 1866. Now, this is known as Na Anka famine because it occurred during the 9th regal year of Gajpati Divya Singh Dev, and this had a catastrophic event with the death of nearly 1/3 of Odisha's population, severe famine conditions which was seen during this period, and Edward Ravenshaw was the commissioner who actually was the one responsible for managing the scene. And in the aftermath, there was Puri Canal, which was also known as the Coast Canal, was constructed to connect Hooghly to River Matai in Odisha to prevent such further instances. The next is Anubhav Award. Now, these were awarded at Vigyan Bhavan, and these are based on the Anubhav write-up, which talks about the experience shared by the retiring central government employees and pensioners on the Anubhav portal to promote good governance and administrative reforms. FIDE Chess Olympiad. Now, this was one of the first time India hosted it in Chennai. The winning team was awarded the Hamilton Russell Cup, and then there was a Veer Menchik Cup for the women's team. So again, important to promote sports in India. The next is Retired Sports Person Empowerment training program. Now this was under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and this has been known as the Reset program because it's mainly targeted to the retired sports person, empowering the training programs specifically in the age group of 20 to 50 years who participated and won medals in some form. The Supreme Court new structure we have already focused on. The next is the Nobel Prize in Literature by South Korean writer Han Kang, and this focuses on one of the very important poetic proses that has been written, and the international honor has been given to numerous people even posthumously. The next is the Nobel Peace Prize. Now this has been awarded to Japanese organization Nihon Hidanko in recognition of achieving a nuclear weapon free world, and talks about the grassroots movement comprising of atom bomb survivors in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that's again one of the major developments. The next is the cabinet approving the development of the National Maritime Heritage Complex at Lothal in Gujarat. Now this maritime heritage is one of the very important centers and have been developed under later under the Gupta period, then under the Marathas, and then even under the southern dynasties we have seen the port areas being developed. GI tag has been given to 8 Assam products, and these include 3 fermented rice-based alcoholic beverages: Bodo Jao Jarwan, Bodo Jao Gishi, and Marbai Jao Bidwi. And there are 4 additional dishes which have been given, of which Bodo Napham, which is a dish made from fermented rice, is important. Bodo Ondal, which is from the rice powder. Guaca, which is the Guaca Kivki, which is again made during the Visagu festivals, have been important. The next is Pomai Naga tribe. Pomai Naga tribe of the Purulu village in Manipur, Senapati district, has prohibited hunting of wild animals and birds within the territory. This is one of the oldest and the largest Naga tribe in Manipur and is found in Manipur as well as Nagaland, known for their traditional craft, pottery and the POW salt production. Their native language is Pola. The next is the Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi initiative. This has been introduced by Ministry of Tourism to promote tourism in India in the local areas. And finally, the Commonwealth Games 2026, which would be featuring only 10 sports, would be done in the regions of Glasgow. 6 out of the 12 disciplines in which India secured medal in 2022 accounted for 30 of the India's total 61 medals. Now, some of the omitted sports includes badminton, cricket, hockey, squash, TT and wrestling. Now, the first time it was held in Hamilton in 1930. The 2010 games were held in India, and they actually take place every 4 years. So those were some of the key topics that we discussed in culture. We would be focusing on many further important topics under ethics, personalities and persons in news, places in news. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. Thanks for joining in. Wish you all the best for your upcoming prelims. Have a great day.